Hey y'all, so I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm determined to finish this reaction because I want to talk about this movie. So this will be part two, I guess, of the video that I was attempting to make on my phone, but now I'm back to this Zoom situation. Anywho, talking about Brother to Brother, the film that came out in 2004, which is written and directed by Rodney Evans, starring Anthony Mackie as Perry Williams and Roger Robinson as Bruce Nugent. Okay, so just want to talk real quick about the things that made me really fall in love with this film. First of all, the blending of found footage with reenactments with modern day moments, really, really cool. Like I really love the way the characters were somewhat like jumping through time. It had a speculative fiction feel to it almost in certain parts because we got to see Perry within the same space as the people of the Harlem Renaissance, like Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, Wallace Thurman, and so on and so forth, and like that, right? Very, very cool. And I have always been interested in what it must have felt like to be at a party during this era. I know that I've seen the letters and I've seen pictures and I've heard stories about these moments, but it was really fun to see Perry um, as a teenage gay young man um, in a Harlem Renaissance setting. It was really awesome. That was cool. In addition to the combination of footage, there was also the use of black and white for past times versus color for present time, and the fact that both Perry and Bruce are both artists. They're both painters. And there was somewhat of an ancestral salute to the black painters and black visual artists of that era. So we do get to see footage of Augusta Savage working in her studio. We get to see Louis Melu Jones, a painter from this era. We get to see Richard Barth, who was a sculptor. So there's a combination of this footage, then there's a combination of the reenactment footage, and then there's stuff happening in real time between Perry and Bruce. So cool, so cool. And I really love when a story is told in a way that's non-linear, but it doesn't feel like you're jumping around. It still feels seamless and it still feels cohesive, but it's a little bit, yeah. So that was really fun to witness. Really enjoyed that element. The second element that I really enjoyed about this story, and which is why I call it both beautiful and relevant, is that there is this tension around Black queer identity, right? For those of us who identify as Black queer, those who do not, sometimes there's like this tension of, oh, you have to choose which aspect is more important to you. Like, are you Black first? Are you queer first? You know, are you Black first? Are you a woman first? And there's like this weird way that some folks are like, oh, you have to choose, and, you know, where do your politics lie? And that's not possible. Like it's not possible for us to split ourselves. All we are all that we are. We are all that we are, and everything we do intersects with everything that we are, right? So there's a moment in the classroom when Perry character is talking about James Baldwin and how James Baldwin had to deny the fact that he was queer within his writing. And the classmate is like, oh, what does him being queer have to do with his politics? And Perry says everything, like everything. Your queerness, your blackness, your gender, your class, all of that informs your identity, your culture, like all that informs your identity and your politics, right? The personal is political. So I like that moment. I like that it wasn't overly preachy. It was very casual. And it showed that there's like that homophobia. There's like this underlying homophobia within certain spaces, that would be considered like intellectual spaces or activist spaces there can be a little bit of homophobia sprinkled within those spaces because people don't want you to talk about being gay right now. Let's just talk about being Black, right? And I like that they woke that up. I like that they woke that up, and it still is relevant to this day because I still hear Black people saying that in 2024. Oh, you got to choose. Like, no, I can't choose. That's like asking me to choose which ear is my favorite ear, right? It doesn't make sense. Um, so yeah, I talked about the transcending time and everything. Oh, here's another aspect of it that I thought was really relevant and really significant and important. There's an objectification. There's a moment of objectification that takes place with Perry. He has this friend from class who's white male friend who comes off as gay, but comes off as straight at first, because he's talking about hitting on girls, but then behind closed doors, and then not behind closed doors, him and Perry start to hook up, but then he objectifies Perry and tries to play this moment of like race play, and Perry's just not having it. So there's that. And I thought that was a good moment to have because Perry talks about being lonely and how there's a hole in himself that he feels like he needs to fill, right? It's bad enough that his family has kicked him out. He's out here on his own. He's young, Black, queer, aspiring painter, going to college. But it doesn't seem like he really has like a safe space, right? He does have a best friend, his best friend Marcus, who was actually my favorite character. Marcus is a poet. Marcus is Black. Marcus is male. Marcus is straight, but he is very protective of Perry. So Marcus, when it comes to speculative fiction and what we wish for and what we hope for ourselves in the present, past, and future, we definitely hope for straight straight. We hope that people who identify as straight or heterosexual will be protective of the queer people in their lives so that when homophobia is happening in front of them in real time, they will do something about it. They will protect us, they will stand up for us, they will fight for us, they will make sure that we're not out here on our own struggling, right? So this is what Marcus represents, and this is why Marcus is my favorite character, is because I really have not experienced anything like Marcus in real life. I've definitely experienced characters like Perry. I've definitely experienced characters like Bruce Nugent. Bruce Nugent's character actually reminds me of myself because although I'm not officially like a crone or elderly, I do feel like I am around a lot of young Black queer youth, young Black femmes, and I do feel like a type of protectiveness and fondness and sense of endearment about them. And I do want to like protect them and take care of them and have some type of connection with them that feels healthy for the both of us. I appreciate their sense of optimism. So yeah, anywho, so Marcus is dope and more Marcus type folks in the world, right? So beautiful and relevant. So the story continues, and we do have a moment, several moments in the film where both Bruce and Perry are being like really vulnerable with each other because they can identify with each other. They see each other, they're reflections of each other, right? So there is a little bit of a sad tone to it in that they're both in a homeless shelter. That part's kind of sad. Bruce was a talented playwright and artist, but at the end of the day, he has no money and he's living a very lonely life in a way, so much so that he latches on to this young boy, right? So we can look at it from that angle, and we look at it like that, it's a little bit sad. But one of the things that Perry says about Bruce is that he really, he's really dope because he's wide open and he has no regrets. That's winning, right? When you reach a certain age and you've lived a long, full life and you have enjoyed that life that you've lived, that's, I would say that's worth more than having a whole bunch of money. Um, and I don't want to give away too much more of the story, so I'm going to stop there. But yeah, I recommend this film if you're looking for a film that references the Harlem Renaissance and references characters like Zero Neale Hurston, Langston Hughes. If you're looking for something that's early Anthony Mackie, if you're looking for something that's Black and queer, please check out Brother to Brother. It's only an hour and a half, so it's a short watch compared to these long ass films that be coming out these days. And let me know what you think, all right? Leave a comment, let me know what you think. And yeah, I'm gonna get this video situation together, child, because I want to keep talking about these books, these films, these TV shows, this media that has really been planting seeds in my brain as far as like what type of stories I'm interested in telling. We shall see. All right, so thanks y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.